Hey, it's Coach Michelle from Straight Up Strong, and today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite core exercises to program in for our Straight Up Strong members that is typically really undervalued and underestimated in fitness spaces. Now, a big reason that folks kind of roll their eyes or chuckle when they say, "You want me to do that silly exercise?" is one, it's called a dead bug. It's a little silly, right? Two, you can look a little silly doing it, especially without some very specific cues to help you maximize the impact that this exercise can have for you. So let's get into it. I absolutely love this exercise because with all of the different variations, it makes it a super accessible exercise for most bodies. And one of the reasons it's so accessible is because while you're lying on your back on the floor, you are feeling very stable, and having that sensory input of the floor on your body makes us feel really safe, okay? So that's one of the reasons that this exercise is a great starting point for many folks. Overall, the dead bug helps you improve your core strength, your core stability, and also helps you be more aware of your core and your spine, which then helps you apply that to other exercises like squatting and overhead pressing and hinging that can help you support your whole body. The other thing I really love about the dead bug is that there are so many variations. So I'm gonna go through some of the variations for more of a beginner level, and then know that as you progress and as you get stronger, you're able to make these even more challenging when you're ready for it by adding resistance bands or using kettlebells. They're really, the options are endless. One question I do get asked fairly often about the dead bug and core exercises in general is if this is a safe exercise for postpartum folks to add into their fitness routine. And here on YouTube, I'm going to tell you that it depends, because every body, especially every postpartum body, is different. And when you are starting to train or incorporate any sort of core exercise movements into your life after when you were postpartum, you want to make sure that you have this conversation with your doctor and a trainer / coach who has knowledge, experience, and training working with prenatal and postpartum folks, because you always want to make sure that you are being as safe as possible. So if you're wondering that, please make sure you check with the appropriate sources to make sure that this movement is a good fit for you. So there's a few common areas that we can tweak for folks who are feeling like the dead bug isn't doing anything for them or their core. And one of the first things that we focus on when we are learning how to do the dead bug is making sure that when we lay on our back, like so, right now you can see I can put my hand between my back and the floor, like I'm smushing my hand right now. That is not what we're going for here. So what I want you to do is you're going to just bring your lower back so that it is pressed against the floor. So now I cannot get my hands between my back and the floor. That is what we want. That's what we're looking for here, okay? And you're going to want to maintain that pelvic tilt here with your lower back pressed into the floor for the entire exercise. If at any time you find that you're getting that arch in your lower back with whatever variation you're doing, you're going to want to think about bringing yourself to the previous level, okay? Because otherwise you're not getting the impact from the exercise. So lower back is pressed against the floor. My hips and my knees are at a 90-degree angle. And I'm going to bring my arms straight up from my shoulders. It's almost like I'm in an upside down tabletop position here. So my knees are right over my hips. My hands are right over my shoulders. And we're gonna start just right here, taking some deep breaths. And see how that feels for you and your body. Next, we're gonna practice just dropping our foot with the bent knee to the floor. We're gonna inhale as we bring our feet to the floor, and then exhale as we come back to that starting position. If you're able to do that for 2 to 3 sets with your lower back pressed into the floor, then think about moving your legs to a full extension. Next, we can do the same thing with our arms. And then the next level, once we're able to do all of those levels, 2 to 3 sets of 5 to 8 repetitions on each side, we can try taking our opposite arm and our opposite leg away from our body. Remember, that lower back stays pressed into the floor for that entire time, okay? So those are the first few levels that we will take our Straight Up Strong members through while we are learning the coordination piece of the dead bug, because it does take some coordination. It's a fun little brain game here, mind-body connection. But once we feel that that is not as challenging for us anymore, oftentimes more intermediate to advanced lifters will start using dead bugs as part of their warm-up, or part of their mobility drills, or part of their rest and recovery days. We also can add more resistance to the dead bug to make it more challenging when we're ready for that. So if you're interested in seeing a video on more advanced dead bug variations, let us know in the comments. And if this was helpful, we would love to hear from you on what helped you, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel for more fitness and nutrition tips from Straight Up Strong.